calamity that defies human explanation. Amidst the disaster, I think we can be proud of our government's response. The U.S. has contributed $200 million to the relief efforts to date, with $150 million going to support immediate relief efforts and $50 million ahead allocated for the initial recovery efforts. 19 U.S. helicopters are on a rotation to assist flood victims. These helicopters have already evacuated more than 10,000 people, delivered more than 2.7 million pounds of food. The U.S. is building temporary bridges, and it has contributed more than 500,000 halal meals. In summary, the U.S. relief efforts have been Herculean, but they're not enough. Absent long-term recovery efforts, Pakistan will remain awash in the trouble, the same troubles, as Dr. Mahmood mentioned, that gave rise to the insurgency and will still plague current relationships between the U.S. and Pakistan. This isn't just a humanitarian crisis. It is, as Ahmed Rashid notes, an unparalleled national security challenge for both Pakistan and the United States. In a poll last spring, 84% of Pakistanis were dissatisfied with the way things were going in their country. 84%. That was before the floods. Meanwhile, Americans and Pakistanis have unfortunately increasingly negative views of one another. Despite $18 billion in military assistance, 60% of Pakistanis think of the U.S. as an enemy, according to a Pew poll. Today, the floods, like the Asian tsunami of 2004, threaten to seriously retard Pakistan's economic growth, overwhelming that country's already unstable infrastructure. Although I'm not convinced that radical groups like Jamaat-ud-Dawa or LET will immediately benefit from the floods, as alleged by some members of the Pakistan's government, I'm very concerned that the floods will irreversibly destabilize Pakistan. We cannot let that happen. It is imperative the United States look beyond just a relief effort and work to help fix Pakistan's economy.
Already working on the ground. You saw the video presentation. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. You saw Pakistan suffering. You saw Pakistanis suffering. You saw the children suffering. Pakistan needs you. Pakistan has not seen such a calamity or disaster in its 63 years of existence. It's many times worse than Katrina. It is worse than the recent tsunami, or the Kashmir earthquake, or the disaster in Haiti. The affected area is the size of the state of Florida, or bigger. 1/5 of Pakistan is underwater, and 25 million people are affected, which is more than the entire population of some countries, such as Taiwan, which is 20 million, or Afghanistan, and almost equal to the population of Iraq, which is 27 million. As I stand before you, humbly, I plead to you to give more, to give whatever you can. I know you have been to many fundraisers. All of us have. In the media, we hear this word, donor fatigue. Does any one of you in this audience have the courage to go back and tell the 25 million affected people we are suffering from donor fatigue? I don't. I, for one, do not even have the courage to look them in the eye because I believe that I have not done enough. And I will keep on pleading and begging and organizing fundraisers with your help because I cannot do it alone. Till Pakistan is rebuilt, till every displaced Pakistani has a roof over their head and every hungry child has been fed. So please, let us eliminate this word, donor fatigue, from our vocabulary. Service to humanity and compassion are the founding principles of our faith. The time has come to show the world and our suffering brothers and sisters by practicing it. And you know, today is September 6th. It is not only Labor Day, but a very important day in the history of Pakistan. Let us show our fellow Pakistanis that we may be far away, but we have not forgotten them, and we will never abandon them.
Try to reach and elevate what brings us for the common good. Our world is a closer place because of all these endeavors and feelings. We are all moved in this room by a deep sense of sorrow, but more importantly, we are united. In our humanity, irrespective of ethnicity, faith, or heritage, we are all brothers and sisters. Regardless of our faith, we are all children of God. In the face of tremendous loss, we must respond with a measure, at least, or if not greater, of compassion and strength and a willingness to support those in greater need. In spite of the great economic difficulties that have faced Americans and Californians, we are still indeed very, very blessed to reside in this nation. We are the wealthiest nation in the history of humankind. But what makes us wealthy is not simply a number reflected in our financial accounts. What it is reflected in is our kindness and generosity. And so I beg and I ask of you to reach our common destiny, to bend history, and to make sure that we change through our ideas, through our approach, and most importantly, our actions, our humanity. And so I am very inspired and thankful for this invitation to join you. I just wanted to thank Tariq. I was so moved when I saw these accounts when I was on AOL. I emailed my friend Tariq and I just asked if I could help. I just wanted to reach out and help. And he has given me this opportunity.
Howard Berman and Maxine Waters and Sheriff Lee Baca. I look forward to hearing from Lee and from Karen Bass, who will soon be elected to Congress, and we look forward to her coming to Washington. I also want to acknowledge three of my very close friends who are here. Shaukat Hussain from the Ismaili Council, Nadador Varham, and Edvard Hugopian, who donated that day's use of the Rolls-Royce. Edvard travels in style. As Americans, we should be proud that America is first among the nations in helping Pakistan at this difficult time. The immediate emergency assistance, the helicopters, the logistics, the emergency funding has been so important. But not only do we need this emergency response, in the medium term, Pakistan is going to need food aid because so much of its cropland is now underwater. And then in the long term, Pakistan will need our help to rebuild. And while we have done a lot, and while we must encourage other nations to do much as well, whatever we do is going to have a difficult time dealing with the scope of this disaster. 25 million people either injured or made homeless. The number of individuals affected, if you compare it to the Indian Ocean tsunami, the 2005 Kashmir earthquake, and the 2010 Haiti earthquake, more individuals have been affected by this flood in Pakistan than those three disasters combined. And that is why UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has described this as the worst disaster he's ever seen. And this is, unfortunately, just the beginning. I know we have so many physicians here who understand that now people have been put through such stress, their immune systems are weakened, and they face